Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's short video interview with Mika from Sievo. We are here to celebrate our new partnership because Archlet and Sievo have joined forces now in order to drive efficiency for procurement. And we wanted to quickly give you an intro on what it is that actually drives this partnership. So first of all, Mika, hi to you. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, Fabian. Of course, I'm really excited about doing this press release and this video. I've been waiting for this and glad to see you again.
long time in the making. Long time in the making.
So, yeah, I think good things take little time. So
very, very true. So before we now jump in and tell everybody a little bit more about our partnership and how it actually works, maybe just a very quick intro to our two companies. So for everybody who doesn't yet know Archlet or Sievo, just 2 slides on both of those companies to give you a quick intro to them. So Archlet, we're a sourcing and sourcing optimization capability, and we want to empower procurement to make more holistic decisions. And for that, we basically provide user-centric sourcing, analytics, and scenario optimization capabilities. And for the people that are not too familiar with advanced sourcing, it's basically capabilities that help you make decisions when you have a lot of data and a lot of options that you need to play around with. And we always talk about holistic decisions because that is exactly where this comes to play and where this is most powerful. So whenever you don't just have free bids and a buy, but you want to consider next to your commercial considerations, also quality, you want to consider risk, you want to bring in sustainability considerations or supplier diversity ideas, whenever those things come to play and you want to consider them, that's where we basically support with our capabilities. And maybe, Mika, if you could just say 1 or 2 words to Sievo as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, first of all, Sievo is in the business of procurement analytics. And just to show you 1 slide, basically what we do, we call this a Sievo Procurement Information Hub. The slide might be a bit busy, but trust me, it's quite simple once I start breaking it down. But basically in the middle, you have Sievo and basically all the procurement relevant data in one place. And really the idea is to enable all users to have the easy access to the data and drive data-based decisions. And here on the left-hand side of the slide, we have the client's ERP solutions, cloud solutions, on-premises solutions, basically all the internal data assets that we then take to Sievo. So we extract the data from the internal sources. And then on the right-hand side, we have external data sources. So for example, some domain-specific data providers, whether we're talking about sustainability data or risk data, we can connect to these data providers as well and take that data to Sievo, basically combine with the internal data. We then cleanse the data, we classify the data, and basically now it's in a more consumable form for the end users, and again to allow more holistic decision making, as Fabian already mentioned with Archlet as well. So in a way, our approach is quite similar. Take data from internal and external assets, have it in easily consumable form in one place.
Make life simple for procurement.
Yeah, exactly. And shortly about our product portfolio. So we have 3 products. Spend Analytics is in the core of our solution portfolio. There we have a lot of add-ons. And basically, client can pick whatever analytics solutions they're looking for and build sort of a offering that really matches their needs. But then we have the savings lifecycle as well. We have 2 modules there. So savings program management is quite self-explanatory. So managing your savings pipeline in Sievo, basically taking the insights from the analytics and creating opportunities and projects from that. And then we have the realized savings measurement, which is more backwards looking. So from historical data, capturing the actual procurement's real performance, so how much they were able to deliver savings. And then finally, materials forecasting, which is again quite self-explanatory when you're hearing the name. But our partnership with Archlet, I'd say From value perspective, it's more connected with the savings lifecycle product. And yeah, that's a great segue to why we're actually partnering. So obviously we want to drive more efficient end-to-end process when it comes to driving value in procurement. So if you hop on to the next slide. So as you already know, I'm sure quite a lot of you are familiar about the process of how you drive actions in procurement. So of course, it starts with analyzing what you have, the current state. So basically, that's what you get from spend analytics. You use the data to drive your category decisions, align with your strategies, manage your categories, and of course, then building your pipeline and savings opportunities. And then doing the actions based on that. So of course, optimizing your supply base and running the sourcing events, tendering to suppliers, etc. And then there's the contract management side again, and then managing your supplier relations. And quite a lot of this happens in quite basic Microsoft or Office tools. So then again, there's a lot of different Excels flying around throughout the process. And there's obviously a lot of room for human errors, but then again, it's really manual and laborsome, the whole process. So I think together with Archlet, we have a lot to offer in combining our forces.
Yeah, I think that's exactly the problem, right? Like everybody is used to those tools, everybody is using these Microsoft applications and is feeling quite comfortable, but yeah, it's very labor intensive. And I would say it's not really what people have in mind when they talk about process efficiency. So whenever they approach one of the two companies, they usually have understood that that is one of the challenge. And as both of us only tackle one part of the problem, we basically we both always say that we're competing with Excel most of the time. And we want to basically help organizations to move away from that, move into the 2020s and have a more efficient way, a more streamlined way of working. And so the combination of our two solutions is what we want to propose and where we believe we can actually help organizations get away from these more offline solutions to a streamlined, connected way that is actually driving both transparency and efficiency at the same time. And so when you now ask yourself, what would that actually look like? What are the handover points? We basically thought about what is the actual connection that we could potentially bring towards your organization. And by partnering, what we believe is because Sievo has this analytics part where they can identify the opportunities and then track them in that opportunity or savings module. From there, you can actually then jump off to Archlet to execute on that and later on just track the results of what you've achieved back in Sievo so that you have that one central source of truth where all of your data is basically coming back together, and you can basically make sure that you can steer your procurement teams efficiently. So that's where we think the combination of our both solutions is quite powerful. And I think there's a lot of different benefits on a very technical level, on a very practical level for the procurement user, like by connecting the sources, by having it centrally stored. But I think our partnership goes beyond just these technicalities because our companies are very much aligned.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's quite clear how the partnership works in terms of the process flow and streamlining the processes and all the value adds that our products can give to the end users. And of course, the bottom line is that we help our clients together to focus on more value adding things instead of doing and running everything manually. But for me, what I'm also excited about this partnership is not just the partnership around our products, but also partner with a company that we share a lot of values values with, and our vision of making procurement better is definitely something that I share, and I'm really excited about partnering with Archlet. So I'm all for it. I'm really excited about this.
And I think like everybody who has engaged with either of our firms before on social media or on our websites, I think you can very quickly see that it's not only the product, it's not only the mission and the values, but it's also the design language that we want to make procurement fun together. And I think that's what we're here for. And if you actually want to learn a little bit more about that and understand more how our partnership can work for your company, please feel free to reach out to either Mika or to myself or to anybody else in Sievo or Archlet. And we're more than happy to jump on a call either alone or together to explain that and discuss that with you and see how that can support you with your challenges. So yeah, with that being said, thank you very much, Mika, for joining me today. Thanks for your partnership so far, and we're very much looking forward to pushing that forward now.
Yeah, likewise, Fabian.